watching parents at the airport is birth control. It is free, it is plentiful, and it is effective. So I was on the Regretful Parents page on Reddit, and I came across this post titled Vacations. Immediately, I'm intrigued. As somebody who travels very frequently, I have seen my fair share of horror stories when it comes to parents on vacations. I will share one of those horror stories later. I hope that this woman divorced her husband as soon as this trip was done. The Cancun airport is mayhem. So before I even dive into any of that, I talk a lot about being child-free on this platform. I talk a lot about decentering men. I talk a lot about a lot of things because I'm a journalist with a lot of thoughts. So if any of this sounds like your vibe, please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm working on memberships. Yeah, that's everything for right now. Okay, let's dive into this. Vacations. Anyone else hate going on vacation with your kid? We spend thousands of dollars on trips, and it always ends up with us not enjoying anything because my 3-year-old just ruins it for us. We even look for toddler-friendly things to do, and it still sucks. I miss being able to get on a plane and read, try nice restaurants, sightseeing, and just relaxing. How do these parents who travel with kids enjoy their vacations? Why do I feel like I hate vacations now and everyone else with kids loves them? What am I doing wrong? We took a friend, wait a minute. I'm gonna scooch myself over here. We had a friend that took her 2-year-old to Italy and was posting about how they're having a blast, having the best time, and their kid is experiencing a wonderful life moment. How? That is nowhere remotely close to what we experience, and we stay in the States. I'm so jealous and frustrated. All the videos I see of parent influencers have kids that sit and still on the plane and can sightsee. And yes, we bring toys, activities, snacks, plan around nap schedules, and it still sucks. Parenting in general is hard. It's not for the weak. I never say that it's an easy thing to do. It's a big reason why I'm child-free. I'm not strong enough. I'm not one of the strongest soldiers. So for the people that have signed up for this, God bless you. God bless you. And the skill set that it takes to parent at home is foundational. The skill set that it takes to parent like in traveling on vacation, I think that there's an added level to it because kids, mind you, I've worked with kids extensively for most of my life. Kids love routine. They love knowing, they love structure, right? They crave it, regardless of how much they say that they don't, they crave it. So to take a kid outside of their structure and to throw them into a whole bunch of new, God bless. Now this OP talks about parent influencers, and we have to remember that they're influencers, right? Some of them get paid to post content that looks great. Some of them have their kids, which is terrible. Honestly, if you're going to be an influencer who happens to be a parent, then sure, go and do that. Keep your kids out of it. Keep your kids out of it. Momfluencers, family bloggers, family vloggers, more specifically. The way to do that ethically is so slim. Arguably, I don't know if there's a way to do that ethically. So just don't. And when it comes to showing off a kind of lifestyle that might not even exist or is unattainable, this is the kind of damage that it does. What do I mean? For example, some family vloggers, there was a video that went viral a while ago. I'll see if I could find it if anybody's interested in it. But a woman who is a family vlogger, has this massive channel, got a trip to Disneyland, and she was packing up their itineraries. One of their itineraries was the content itinerary. And that content itinerary had a moment-by-moment slot for her children of what kind of content her children were going to be forced to participate in, what kind of emotions they had to have. I think there was even times for reshoots. So that way, if the kid wasn't smiling enough, if it didn't look like they were having a good enough time, if the joke didn't land, then they were going to these kids were supposed to be at Disney World. They're supposed to be at Disney World. But no, mom within this had to create a schedule so that way she could promote a certain kind of idea of her family that would continue to fund the family. A lot of people just have kids as mini employees, indentured servants, maybe slaves, because the kids don't actually get paid. That's another thing. I feel strongly about using kids for content, but we're moving on. Now, before I share my nightmare story about the heavy dose of birth control that I saw at the Cancun airport, I do want to share a resource for some parents that really want to go on vacations but are trying to find places that are child friendly, that have activities, that are just like places where they could still try, like places that can try to cultivate a space where parents can keep their sanity and kids can remain entertained. One, look up Destin Fort Walton Beach. I will have a link for them below. They have a great, it's a little tiny town that I personally love. I visited them a lot in 2023. They have a lot of opportunities, free adventures for kids of all ages that kids can participate in. It gives parents a little bit of like downtime, and it's very sustainable, all of these things. Personally, I really appreciate the work that they are doing there on the ground. And I'm going to share the name of a colleague of mine. Well, I mean, we know each other, we never actually worked together. And she writes extensively about family travel. She's a mom. I think she has like 2 kids. She's married. And she does a lot of writing in the Florida and Caribbean area about family travel. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'll put her Instagram below. Check out all of the articles that she's written. She's brilliant. And she's another Black lady. And you know, gotta promote us. Now about my story. So basically, at this time I was living in Playa del Carmen, and there was which means that the Cancun airport was my international airport. And I was coming back from a trip to somewhere, and my bags were going through I had my carry-on and then I had my checked bag. So I was waiting for my checked bag, right? And I see a couple, and they look to be in their like early 30s, and there's a new baby. Mom has the baby swaddled, and dad has like a backpack. It doesn't look super heavy, but it's just a backpack, right? And they're clearly waiting for some stuff. So I see my things go first. So I go and I grab my things and I rush over and I grab it. As I'm turning around, I see mom, mind you, baby swaddled, racing between people to go and grab this massive, like industrial stroller. So she's working on grabbing the stroller and not hitting the baby, and it's clearly very heavy. So she's like maneuvering all of this stuff and like kind of with baby, trying to be as gentle as possible because baby's not fussy right now. So she eventually gets it out, and then she's working so hard to like get it unfold. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm looking at her and I'm getting ready to start moving towards her. And then I'm like, wait a minute, where's dad? Dad is just standing over there on his phone. Just on his phone. And it's not just on his phone like he can't see what's going on. I see him peek up a couple of times. And the look on his face is, oh, she's got it. She's got it. Now she does eventually get the stroller all figured out. And then I see the luggage that they're waiting for. It is a tiny, like compact bag. And dad's like, I got it, babe. Also, I think there was something on my nose this entire time. I'd like to say I got it. Now, the story I told myself is that this family must have like a house in Cancun, because there's no way that 3 people and a baby could be living out of that one small suitcase. And that one small suitcase is mostly just like immediate kinds of things, and the backpack is full of baby stuff. But I am like, one, that man is garbage. Ma'am, that man is garbage, because you're basically single parenting at this point. You're basically single parenting at the airport when I say this baby was fresh out the womb. I felt like I wanted, with everything within me, I'd say, Shayna, you can't tell this woman to divorce this man that you don't know. You don't know her. And she's on vacation with her adorable baby, who is still peacefully sleeping in the midst of the absolute disrespect that this woman started her vacation with. Now, that man would have been garbage with or without the baby, but the fact that she had the baby it really drove home the point. It magnified the amount, the levels of stank that he probably will forever be. And that image of that woman unfolding this massive stroller while still swaddling a baby, and her husband on the phone. I don't know if he was texting somebody. I don't know if he was playing Candy Crush. It don't matter. Your wife needed you. Your baby needed you. I'm just saying. It's always easier to leave a man if you don't have a baby. It's always easier. That's just me, but I also know we're talking about vacations and still counted as birth control, as man repellent. For me, these are my thoughts. These are my experiences, and I'm just sharing information. Do with it what you will. Like, share, subscribe. Bye-bye.